Morning, everybody. Silent Shuffle, done being first. Welcome. Policenauts. I can't stay away from that Sega Saturn light gun, which is going to play a much lesser role in today's game, but does play a role. I'm very excited about this. Oh, we need how about some sound? Ooh, of police. I don't say that. Don't put that love in my mouth. How are you? I am mostly recovered from yesterday, let's say. Man, I was wrecked after so many hours of love down. Apparently I can't get enough. But Kojima's gonna have a very unique take on them, I'm sure. You alright eating a veggie burger? Hell yeah. How is it? Good, it's got some roasted peppers on it. Right on. It plays like a movie-style trailer for the game if we idle here long enough. I think maybe the next one. Let's wait for it. It's probably worth it. I think it is worth it. So I have played a little bit of this. It's basically a first playthrough, but I've owned a copy of this for a long time and was trying to chip away at it in Japanese, but it was just a little too ambitious of a task given my language ability. So finally, now that I have the optical drive emulator, I can just like easily load up the fan translation patch and play it on original hardware here, so we can play with the light gun. I wanted to play it right when I finally played it because I've been looking forward to it. I've wanted to play it for so many years, so now we're gonna do it right. One man, having once wandered space for 25 years, must now return to it. Got it from a burger place? Nice. Have you been there before, or is this your first experience with their veggie burger? First time? You approve? Nice.
28年ぶりしかしジョナサン・イングランか懐かしやグレイン車から離れろファイナリーマイそんなことが可能俺は薬師製薬会社だけの犯罪じゃないぜ大きな組織がなんてこったいそれだけにすぐなくなった笑わせるな俺は自分のためにしか行動しないどうなってるんだ確かに命中してるはずなのに奴は不死身なのか我々の科学は人類の進化スピードを追い越してしまった我々は宇宙へ出るにはまだ早すぎる手段だな。ジョナサン、勝ち目はないわ。
The next generation of Snatcher.
ポリスノーツなんてもう過去の遺物じゃない。ポリスノーツは俺の人生にとっては誇りなんだ。
Work today? Yeah, I drove into my morning classes that I was supposed to have, and I got there. One moment, please. Space holds many secrets. We need to hear them all. Yeah, I went, and because my boss had told me that today was the final day before they go on. I'm bleeding. I cut my thumb cooking. Like I said, I was fucking wrecked after so many hours with those goggles. I was not with it. Should not have been wielding a knife. All over the place today, too. Yeah, this is supposed to be the final day of those classes before summer vacation, and I get there, and they meet me at the door like, well, oh, why are you here? We told your boss that there were no classes starting today. Like, oh, I got a different message. Cool, okay. So I'm around. I gotta still teach in the afternoon at a different school. But, yeah. Surprise couple hours off. So we have time for some Policenauts action. I get to play this with the Sega Saturn mouse and the light gun. Does it get better than this? I don't think so. Let's save on the RAM cartridge. There it is. Let's make sure shooting mode is working well. Let's test this light gun. Shooting trainer. This is what we trained all day yesterday for, to nail it with Policenauts. Target mode, training mode, combat mode. Let's try target mode. Let's try these. Right side up today. Oh. Okay. Whoop. I've done worse.
Ah, good.
They're all inside the target? Yeah? 41? That's decidedly not good. Not good. Okay. It's because this, I mean, the gunplay feels pretty good. It's not as good as Death Crimson. I think that's the problem. I'm accustomed to much better light gun games like Death Crimson. But, you know. Is this what I just did? Let's level 1 maybe. Let's level 1 it. Oh. Oh, okay. Whoa. Alright, don't close one eye, apparently. Oof. Oh. Oh. Still going. This is a... okay. It's a lot longer than the last one. Oh, you're not moving. Okay. We got a bullseye a few times. Maybe more good than bad? Ooh, 86? I'll take it. Solid B. Solid B. I'm definitely not a klutz cop. Not today. Combat mode. Alright, let's just try this real quick. And then I think we'll start the game. Oh wait, probably don't shoot you? Oh, do shoot you, okay. Never mind. Are they all, they're all enemies? Oh. She is holding a gun. Isn't she? Wait, are you holding a gun? Are they all holding guns? Shoot first, ask questions later. Oh. 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 These sequences really go on for a long time, don't they? I think I got it. Maybe I don't got it. Whew. Oh. No. Good lord. Do I play until my life runs out? What? Tell me about it. No. Well. Okay. 77. I'm better at targets than humans. I think that's probably good. That's good. It's a good way to be. Alright. Well, the light gun works, so I think we're ready to begin. I should probably keep this at, like, close at hand. Maybe default's fine.
2010年、人類初のスペースコロニービヨンドコーストが完成し、人類の宇宙への本格的進出が開始された。2013年、コロニーへの一般市民の移住に伴い、数十万の移住者たちの治安を守るため、俺たち5人の宇宙訓練を受けた警官が選抜された。イギリス・スコットランドヤードからゲイツ・ベッカー、日本の警視庁からジョセフ・サダオキとミラオ、アメリカ・ニューヨーク市警からサルバトーレとスカニーノ、そしてロサンゼルス市警から俺とエド・ブラウン。世界中の警察からえりすぐられた俺たちは、警察権限を持つ宇宙飛行士としてポリスノーツと呼ばれた。
I love that the concept was to take police officers and train them as astronauts, as opposed to taking astronauts and just giving them some lessons in basic law enforcement. One seems easier than the other. But 25 years later. Encino Man, Space Edition. Old Los Angeles, 2040. It's good, right? Great theme song. Yoji Shinkawa. home.
俺はジョナサン・イングラム。30年前スペースコロニーのビヨンドコーストでポリスノーツとして働いていた。もっともエンプス事故で宇宙をさまよっていた俺にはわずか数年前のことにしか思えない。まだ生々しい記憶だ。妻や友人、仕事、何もかも30年前に置いてきてしまった。
Okay, Jonathan. You like what you see?
過去を失った俺はこの汚れた街オールド LA でネゴシエーターまがいの探偵をしている。幼児誘拐や人身売買のネゴシエート、身代金の仲介、脱獄犯の逮捕などヤバい依頼ばかりだ。だが俺みたいな過去をなくした男にはそんな世の中の海がなければ飯も食っていけない。せいぜい腹いっぱいになるまで頑張るしかないか。
His hair alone, right?
さて、依頼人が来るまで何をしようか。この部屋には俺の過去を示すものがたくさんある。前方の壁には新聞の切り抜きや写真が。机の上にはあいつとの写真。どれも記憶の空白を埋めるものばかりだ。
All right, we're good to go. He's got that crisp looking face. His hair, I could take or leave, to be honest. Oh, really? Okay. I mean, I like it all, but I think I'm gonna take a quick break. 1 minute. I'm getting blood all over my mouse. I think I need to. I took the Band-Aid off before I started. Like, okay, let's give this thing some air. I think we're clotted up here. No. I'll be right back. Go get a tampon, girl. Be right back. 1 minute. All right, thanks everybody for hanging around. Sorry about that. We are good to go. Look, it's a half-empty can of beer. The only beer most people can afford anymore is this imitation beer. Sucks knowing how good the real thing is. Imitation beer. This is an ashtray I stumbled across at an antique store. It wasn't easy finding one of these. You don't need an ashtray for bent cigarettes, after all. Bent cigarettes are cigarettes that don't produce any secondary smoke, which you light simply by breaking off the end. I say light, but there's no actual fire involved. They work off a chemical reaction and even the leaves are specially processed. They don't give off any smoke or ash and make a room more pleasant, but they're not my thing. The butts are starting to overflow. I guess I should empty it. This is my gun, a Beretta 92F. I've had her since I was a cop. She's a bona fide recoil gun, equipped with a laser sight. I use special 10-round magazines with armor-piercing rounds. I cannot picture what they are describing here with the cigarettes. I was trying to, get a sense of it, too. You were getting this in Snatcher, where, you get descriptions of certain things, there was a sofa in Snatcher, too. Some really kind of, in retrospect, kind of goofy imagining of the future tech. This guy's walking around with basically candy cigarettes, thinking he's real cool. But I don't carry, so I go... Wait, let's start again. But I don't carry, so I can go around shooting everything in sight. She's strictly for protection. So you say. So you say. This is a replica of the badge I had in the LAPD. Sure does take me back. There's a picture from those days on the wall. These are Muslims. The only cigarettes in the world that still give off secondary smoke. I don't like the pure bent cigarettes you get today. These are mixed cigarettes, part conventional, part bent. The only brand I touch now is Muslims. This is a Brady oil lighter. They're the manufacturer of the only lighter still in production. You don't need lighters or matches for today's bent cigarettes. It's a beer can. It's empty. It's made by the same company as the other one. They used to use aluminum for cans before, but these ones are made from biodegradable plastic. Biodegradable plastic. This is a photo of me and Lorraine at Lucas World. So they're like air freshener sticks? I guess so. He did say it makes the room more pleasant. That's why. Just giving off a nice potpourri aroma.
Lorraine.
俺
のワイフ。いえ、それも過去のことだ。俺があの事故を起こした後、ビヨンドで再婚したらしい。今では他人のワイフだ。日本人とアメリカ人との2世。あいつにはどこか神秘的なところがあった。
Mysterious. Lorraine was a student at UCLA. We met her after her place got broken into. Oh, what a meet cute. I was a cop fresh out of the academy. Look at us, young and in love. December 24th, 2008. This was our first Christmas together. I still got the watch she gave me. It's one of those radio-controlled types. It was state-of-the-art for the time. Hey, Coelacanth, how you doing? Do you think he dips that mullet in Splenda? That's the only way I know of to keep it that well held together. We're doing space cop shit. This is a piece of paper with information on a client. I've been asked to look for their 4-year-old son. You just don't see many ransom kidnappings nowadays. It's safer for the kidnappers to quickly sell off the victim's organs to organ buyers, and they're guaranteed to see a return that way, too. Ooh, I've got a bad feeling about this one. Remember the quaint days when they used to just kidnap and make a ransom note? Cut the letters out of magazines before all this organ-selling business? This is me and Lorraine on our wedding day. I was still a cop here in L.A. Lorraine dropped out of UCLA after we got engaged. I remember discovering right before the ceremony that my rental tux didn't fit. I originally had a black tuxedo. In those days, my life revolved around my job and Lorraine. Organ harvesting? Is this RimWorld? Might be. Lorraine had this friend at a flower shop arrange her bouquet. Lorraine was like an angel in her wedding dress. I still wear my wedding ring. Yeah, buddy. You're still wearing the wedding ring. You still got the wedding photo. You got multiple photos. She has remarried. I know it's tough, but pal, we gotta move on. Like one memento would be one thing, but this is now 3 that we know of already. August 24th, 2009. One day I'll never forget. Because you keep the photo of it on your desk. You're not going to be able to let go if you just are looking at this all day long. I think we have all the information we're going to get. Okay. Oof. Oof indeed. Oof indeed. This is an investigation report to a client, though I haven't gotten very far with it. It was another child kidnapping, but my negotiations with the kidnappers failed. I couldn't save the child. He's probably already been cut apart and his organs trafficked to buyers. Jesus. Sorry, kid. Sorry, kid. It's L.A. Chinatown's got him now. This is a newspaper article about my accident that occurred during the EMPS spacewalk outside Beyond. Yeah, definitely RimWorld. Sorry, kid. Oopsies. It was my first day. This is a picture taken during the test spacewalk of the Yuri model EMPS. It was a prototype police suit for use outside the colony, the successor to NASA's MMU. This image was taken from a camera aboard a nearby space shuttle. This was me and the Yuri as we were released from the hangar. The headline reads, EMPS prototype malfunctions, Policenaut Ingram missing. I'll read some of the article. A malfunction occurred in the vernier thrusters of the Yuri EMPS prototype during a test spacewalk of the device yesterday. The Yuri had been planned for use by the Policenauts outside the colony. The MPS has since vanished without a trace. The Yuri is equipped with a survival ball, but because no SOS signal has been detected, the chances of test pilot Jonathan Ingram being found alive are thought to be slim. The official test was going to take place the day after. I remember what Salvatore said. Whatever you do, don't screw this up, Johnny boy. Everyone on home's going to be watching. There were still a lot of people opposed to space development back then. It all happened so fast. Before I knew it, the 4 of them were gone. Everything after that's a blur. When I opened my eyes, I was lying on a hospital bed. This is a picture of me taken around the time of the accident. I'll read some of the article. Okay. I was given this award by the mayor back when I was a cop. Me and Ed were a well-known team in LAPD. This is a picture from when I was in the LAPD. Me and my partner Ed were always together. Oh, hell yeah.
俺の人生で最も信用できる親友であり、良きパートナー。
That badge on my desk is a replica of the one I had then. Man, we just really cannot let go. March 12th, 2010. It's not even your badge you're hanging on. You're hanging on to a replica of your badge. Me and Lorraine were a happy husband and wife. I was in narcotics at the time. I was reckless with a pretty short fuse. Loose cannon cop? Loose cannon cop? He causes some collateral damage, but he always gets the bad guys. So the chief has to begrudgingly give him back his badge and gun. Shrug his shoulders and say, Superintendent's up my ass on this one, but I gotta give it to you. You stopped those drugs. This guy is sucking his thumb thinking about all his precious friends. That's why he doesn't need bent cigarettes. He's got his thumb ready to go. That's his oral fixation. Just a good old thumb suck. I don't need cigarettes. Carried my Beretta since then. My life felt so complete. Look at me. Look at me. Full of confidence. I'm like a totally different person. Me and Ed had been good friends since the academy. We're a well-known team in narcotics. It's a product of our work together. Ed was in the bomb squad before he joined narcotics. There was a lot of terrorist activity back then. We stayed close when we were Policenauts, too. I haven't seen him since my accident. This photo was taken to commemorate the selection of the Policenauts. 5 officers out of all the world's police organizations were chosen and trained. This is, again, so ridiculous. You don't take 5 great astronauts and just teach them how to be police. You take the 5 top police officers and make them into astronauts. I love it. Do you think this guy is more of a Stomp or a Blue Man Group kind of guy? Stomp. Stomp. Yeah. I think he's got some, like, MacGyver kind of instincts. You know, he's got the hair. I think he, you know, he thinks on his feet. Yeah. He might, like, fabricate, you know, ad hoc solutions to problems on the fly. I think he's stomping. We were called the original cops after Project Mercury's original 7. We're wearing ejection escape suits here. These are obsolete now. Back then, everyone thought the orange-colored suits were cool. That's Gates Becker. He came from Scotland Yard in the UK. I heard he's risen pretty high up through the ranks of Beyond Coast Police. That's Joseph Sadaoki Tokugawa. He came from the Tokyo Metropolitan Police Department in Japan. He's now the head of the Tokugawa Group. I was absolutely ecstatic. But Lorraine, she was against me going to space. Then when I went to Mars, that was when we started to drift apart. That's Salvatore Toscanini. He came from NYPD. Apparently, he resigned from Beyond Coast Police over 10 years or so ago. I've been absorbed in Cobblemon all day. It's very engrossing. What is that? I don't think I've heard of this before. That's Ed. He was chosen out of LAPD along with me. He looks thinner here compared to the LAPD picture. Wait. Yeah, LAPD. What were you again? Gates had a real passion for justice. Shoot. You were American too, and then you're from the NYPD. So, like, they scoured the globe for the 5 best police officers, and I think 4 out of 5 are from the U.S., at least 3 out of 5. No. No. Yeah, I drifted apart from my friends once I went to Mars, too. That's how it goes, yeah. I was able to keep in contact with a few of them, but it just takes so dang long for the text messages, you know, to reach them. And then, I don't know, you know, sometimes they kind of get backed up, and I drag my feet, and I'm slow to replying anyway. So when you take those two together, it just really compounded. Yeah, it wasn't going to work out. It's a Pokemon mod for Minecraft. It's open source, so people can make modules that add missing features. It's massive. Oh, I've never heard of this. Cool. Okay. You having a good time? Sadoki could be an intimidating dude at times. After this was taken, I left Lorraine behind and moved to Beyond. Ed's still on Beyond as far as I know. Salvatore was a bit of an oddball. I could never put my finger on it, but there was just something about him. Sort of guy you don't easily forget anyway. Imagine, like, being so hung up on your ex-wife. You know, you have, like, you still wear your wedding ring. You have multiple photos. Like, dude, you moved away from her. Didn't even take her along. I mean, she didn't want to go, obviously. You made your choice. These cabinets are filled with information on past cases and clients. They're not exactly a pleasant read, but the papers inside are worth their weight in gold. I could never put my finger on it because it was always from my mouth being sucked. This is a model of Beyond. Ed made it for me. There's a newspaper article about Beyond up on the wall, I think. Yeah, we read it. Yeah, there's over 1,000 Pokemon now, so there's so much to do. I'm mostly gunning to get a Mega Lopunny because it's silly and dumb. Wait, are these all real Pokemon? Or are they fan-made Pokemon? Yeah? Okay. I haven't played any Pokemon games. I actually played some of Arceus. I was playing a little bit of that in Japanese. I didn't get very far. But aside from that, it's been not since like Gold, Silver, Crystal generation. Oh wait, we looked at this. It's a filing cabinet. I really need to get these organized. It'd be nice if I could hire an assistant or something, but it doesn't look like anyone's up for working at a place like this. I've had a help wanted sign posted by the entrance to the building for quite some time, but no takers. Let's give it an open. I'm sick of looking at papers. You don't want to... I don't feel like opening. I don't feel like it. I don't feel like it. And he sucks his thumb again. Fine. Oh, I can now leave. System? Save? Yeah. Select a file. Progress saved. Do you just have one save file? Oh, no. Okay, it makes a new one. Got it. I'm curious, like, let's bump it up a little bit and see how that is. Ooh, that feels a little bit better, actually. Could it feel even better? I think we're going to leave it here. Fast is probably fast enough. I played every generation. It's one of those lifetime hobbies of mine that I always return to. Cobblemon is a real treat for me because of this. That's awesome. I don't have anything to do outside. It's still early anyway. What's your favorite Pokemon? Your favorite generation? I'll wait here for that client to show. Open question for everybody. It's a crumpled up piece of paper. This is a note from an old case. I'm not sure when it was. I had it stuck to the phone. My desk is a total mess, come to think of it. Maybe I'll try putting a job ad in the paper. These are some Venetian blinds I found at an antique store. I don't like the adjustable glass you get today. I like Cubone, Lapras, and Goldango. I don't think I know that last one. I know the first two. And those are good choices. Although the first one is a very sad choice. Cubone is a very sad Pokemon. But very cute. Generation 5, Black and White, was made with the mindset of making an entirely new 150 plus Pokemon. You don't see any of the original Pokemon until the post-game? Oh, really? Amazing experience? Oh, neat. Okay. I put them up so you can't see inside the office from outside. Looks like the sun's just about gone. I'll wait for that client. An outsider like me is better off here with all my mementos. Jonathan, you're not. You need to get out of this hole that you're in. Why don't I take a look at the stuff on the wall? Oh, yeah, I didn't look at any of this, did I? Or maybe just one of them. Sitting in here in the dark, holed up with multiple photos of your ex-wife wearing your wedding ring. Imitation beer, bent cigarettes. This is unhealthy, Jonathan. Unhealthy. This is a newspaper article from when I was rescued from the EMPS's survival ball 2 years ago. I never played on 5 through 8 because I was convinced the Pokemon were named stupid things like Plastic Baggio. Is that something you were convinced of turned out not to be true, or is that literally the name of a Pokemon? Plastic Baggio? Or is there something similar to that? It was written 25 years after the one about the EMPS accident. The headline reads, 25-year lost voyage. Policenauts Ingram's miraculous return. I'll read some of the article. Policenauts Jonathan Ingram, presumed dead after an accident during a spacewalk in an EMPS prototype 25 years ago, has been rescued by the unmanned exploration vessel Propaganda. Imagine naming your exploration vessel Propaganda. His miraculous survival is being attributed to the fact that he transferred himself to a life pod at the time of the accident and remained in cold sleep the entire time. He's gaining attention as a living example of the effects of 25 years of cold sleep on the human body. Looks like effects are good, because he is looking real hot. It took over a year for my muscles to return to normal after I got back. Yeah, but that face, good to go. And that hair, even better to go. In terms of favorite individual Pokemon, is a tricky question. I like Drampa because it's dumb, but I don't use it much. In terms of Pokemon I can't turn down from my team, Clawitzer is the top of the list. I might have to look those up. Oh, wow. Yeah. Trampa and Clawitzer. That's pretty neat. And what was Silent Shelf's third one? Goldengo. Oh, wow. Yeah, I've never seen these. It kind of looks like one of those, like, wacky waving, arm flailing, inflatable tube men. I dig it. It's not the name of one, but I remember seeing the name, and I was like, no, I'm not playing that. But I like in Generation 9 again, so maybe I was too quick to judge. Okay, I figured that was, like, not actually the name of one, but I don't know. I don't know. Like, when you have to come up with, like, literally over 1,000 individual creatures, like, maybe we just started getting real goofy with it. Who knows? I'll read some of the article, which we read. Okay, so that's the same. How about that photo, though? This is a picture of me taken when I was a Policenaut. I spent 25 years inside this thing waiting to be found. I had cosmophobia ever since. I've had cosmophobia ever since. I just can't go back out there anymore. Back out to life, Jonathan? This was a relatively small article in a corner of the newspaper. That's what that's what your quarter of a century was. Just a little story on page D7 of the paper. This is a newspaper article reporting on the success of the first manned mission to Mars. I took part in it while undergoing my Policenauts training. Clawitzer has a special ability that makes certain attacks do insane amounts of damage. It can learn Aura Sphere, which is a special fighting attack, and it shreds shit. It's a water type, but it may as well have 4 types instead while on the offensive. Okay, neat. If I get to that, if I ever play that generation, I will have to keep that in mind. It was written 26 years before the article about my rescue. The newspaper is the paper of the CIS, the Commonwealth of Independent States. Let's see, the date is 2012. I spent that entire year in space. Man walks on Mars. Global collaboration makes history. This is a picture of me encountering a Mars rover on the surface. It was called Rocky. It was sent to Mars with the Mars 96 mission. I'll read some of the article. The 4 astronauts, among them Policenaut Jonathan Ingram, of the collaborative Mars project between Russia, Japan, and the United States, touched down on the Red Planet yesterday. This new chapter in space history comes 40 years after man first set foot on the moon. What about up here? Alright, this is the one I read before, and then this is new. This is a newspaper article written at the time of Beyond Coast's completion. It was written just 3 years before the article about the EMPS accident. The headline reads, Long Envisioned Colony Complete, New Era for Mankind. I'll read some of the article. Basic construction of the world's first outer space colony, Beyond Coast, underway for several years near Lagrangian Point, L5, was completed yesterday. The first wave of specialized immigration will consist mostly of scientists and engineers who will spend 14 months performing checks and gathering data. Immigration is scheduled to be open to the general public in 3 years' time. Beyond's position is shown in the diagram on the left. This is a picture of Beyond Coast right after it was completed. The only thing they hadn't finished was the agricultural ring. That model Ed made for me is supposed to be this. Heh. This is the Neo Kobe Times, one of Japan's biggest papers. Neo Kobe, as seen in Snatcher. Are these supposed to be in the same universe? Snatcher and Policenauts?
今日は運がいい。こんな早い時間に客が来るとは。どうぞ。鍵はかかっていない。
ジョナサン、久しぶり。
Awkward. Is that when you sort of just set down the multiple photos of her?
そう。私よジョナサン。28年ぶりね。
今頃どうして？
私、おばさんになったでしょ。
Hey, Argent Power, how you doing? Yeah, it just started.
変わらないわ。あの頃のまま。
I can catch you up if you're curious.
ロレイン、なぜ今になって俺のところに？
許してもらおうなんて思ってないわ。厚かましいのも分かってる。でも頼れる人がいないの。あなたしか。
What's going on? Yeah, give me one moment. I'll get you up to
助
speed.
けてほしいの。私の夫が大変なことに。
分かった。さあ、入って。
いいえ、ここで結構よ。あなたにこんな姿見られたくはないもん。
じゃあ、ロレイン、いや、依頼人さん。とにかく話だけでも聞こうか。
Basically, we have woken up after a quarter of a century in cold sleep because there was a program to take the 5 most elite police officers from Earth and make them astronauts. We were a policenaut. And there was an accident. We got knocked out. We were missing. We managed to get into like a cryogenic freezing pod, and we were now discovered all these years later. And now we're set up here in our little investigator's office, just stuck in the past. And here, like, this is the very first scene. And all we've really done is kind of look around the office here, and it's kind of giving you a lot about the character and the world, like the lore, just by looking at like newspaper clippings and like photos he's got on his desk. And so this is his now. Everyone else is aged, obviously, except for him. We were married. She has moved on. She has remarried. And so now we're seeing her for the first time in this new future. No doubt about it. It's really her. That necklace couldn't have been cheap. What do astronauts have to do with it? Well, we were policenauts. We were space police. But now we're back in LA. We were sourced from the LAPD. The program was, which just makes me laugh every time I think about it, the program wasn't to take astronauts and teach them how to be police. It was to take the 5 very best police. They were just such awesome cops that they got chosen to become astronauts for this program. So we had 2 guys come in from the LAPD, 1 guy from the NYPD, 1 guy from the Tokyo Metropolitan Police, and then the last one I think must have been because we mentioned the partnership with Russia, so I guess he was from some Russian police organization. I couldn't remember who the last one, where he had come from, but yeah. So, but now we've got cosmophobia because of our accident, so we're scared of space, I guess. We don't want to go back out there, but something tells me we're going to go back out there. I thought it wasn't easy getting hold of pearls on Beyond. So they made the police force worse to make below average astronauts. Pretty much. Sounds like a foolproof plan to me. That's right. They haven't had any success with culturing pearls there, and the number produced here continues to drop every year. Is that in Ellie's? They cost a fortune here. Yeah, but this one's a little old. They're all the rage here on home, too. Ellie's changes or maybe L's? Is this French? Ailes changes the design of its bag every year and produces it in limited numbers, then destroys the production materials. That's why they're so expensive, is it? Jonathan, don't look at me like that. I'm 55 now. Please don't look at me that way. What way? I'm just looking at your hands. Your gloved hands. I want you to remember me the way I was when we were younger. Okay, well, then maybe looking at your gloved hands is like the best place I could look at. The one place that doesn't reveal that you've aged. Please don't look at me that way. Okay, I guess we need to talk. Lorraine? Yeah? Ask about her request. Why don't we get to it then?
で、君の夫がどうしたって？
夫の北条健三が3週間前会社に出かけたきり行方不明なの。会社や警察に問い合わせても誰も取り合ってくれないの。
それで地球へ。
嫌な予感がするの。何かあったに違いないわ。
蒸発とかじゃ。
蒸発なんて考えられない。この地球ならともかくコロニーで行方不明だなんてきっと何かの事件に。
脅迫みたいなのか。
いいえ、何も。まるで神隠しにあったみたい。
金目当ての誘拐ではなさそうだ。
Ads in 2 minutes 20 seconds. You have any kids, Lorraine? I have a daughter. Her name's Karen. Where does your daughter live? Karen is a news anchor on Beyond. News anchor, huh? She's pretty famous there. What's Beyond like these days? Beyond's different. A lot different. You wouldn't recognize it either. Everything's settled down there. It's pretty much like any ordinary city now.
君が再婚した北条ってどんな人物なんだ？
北条は日系2世で、あの徳川グループの徳川製薬に勤める技術者よ。生真面目で勤勉で、とても悪いことなんかできない人。そうだ、写真持ってきたの。これが彼の写真よ。
なるほど。どう見ても悪人には見えないな。幸せそうじゃないか。
ええ。この写真預かってくださるわよね。
Oof.
強引だな。
Yeah. Hey, ex-husband, hold on to this photo of me and my new husband. I know it's, we got a case going here, but that's rough. Because you know he's going to frame it and put it on his desk. You know he's going to do that. How was your marathon stream? They were both pretty good. I did 2 days. Armored Core was a lot of fun. We got to play a good bit of Ninebreaker for the first time. Made some progress in 2. Just mostly goofed about. And then yesterday was the Upside Down Goggles light gun games, which that was a hoot. I had a really good time doing all. And we checked out some really wild games that I've never seen before, like Death Crimson and what was Scud on the Sega Saturn. It was a lot of fun, but man, I was exhausted by the end of it and not feeling physically great from looking at everything upside down for like 6 hours. It was a lot. Ads are here. I'm just going to step away for 1 minute. I tried to watch for a bit, but fell asleep. Oh, yeah? Well, thanks for coming in for a little bit. I will say Death Crimson is worth taking a look at. That is a game. Yesterday? Yeah, thanks so much. I'll be right back in like 1 minute. Quick break. See y'all then. Alright, thanks everybody for hanging around. Alright, anything else to... Oh, yeah. Hojo's behavior. You notice anything unusual about your husband before he disappeared? All the years I knew him, he'd been your typical company employee. He'd get up, leave for work, then come walking through the door at the end of the day. Same schedule, day in, day out. Quite a change from my hours. In the past few months, he'd become more unpredictable, you might say. You can't really draw anything concrete from that. You think he'd become involved in something, though? That's my gut feeling, yeah. If there were indications of some sort of trouble beforehand, the chances of it being a ransom, kidnapping, are pretty slim. I just watched a video of Death Crimson gameplay, and I thought I was going to have a seizure. It's awful. It's kind of... I'm fascinated by it because it's so incredibly bad. Anime Freak found that, like, was looking up cheats, and there's, like, a cheat mode where you can, like, go into full, like, free roam 3D mode and, like, tilt the camera and, like, zoom in and out, and it is fucking wild that that's in that game. If it weren't so brutally difficult, I would play more of it, because there's something very compelling about how... I don't even know what to say about it. Like, I almost dissociate when I'm in that world. I'm overcome with the strangeness, but I'm always, like, dead within, like, 30 seconds, so I can't really get very far. Although there are a lot of cheats for, like, skipping stages. Yeah, it's a weird one. I wanna get the sequel going. I think next time we do a light gun game stream, I think there's a PS2. I thought it was just a Dreamcast game, but the sequel is on PS2 as well. I don't have a Dreamcast light gun, but I do have a PS2 one. And then we could play some Time Crisis and some of those Namco goofy games. I'm blanking on the name suddenly. Point Blank and some Death Crimson. I think that'd be a good time. The conglomerate's reach doesn't stop at beyond. They more or less run space, and Joseph Sadaoki Tokugawa runs the group. He's just as well known on home as he is out here. Hey, Suklo-san. Welcome. I don't know why I just went Japanese. I'm sorry. Welcome. How are you doing? If all good. I don't. Sometimes I'll start reading names, like, because I have Japanese followers, and I don't know, wires get crossed. I go into the wrong mode. Welcome. How are you? We're playing Policenauts. Basically for the first time today. I tinkered with the, I dabbled in the Japanese version of the game because I didn't have a fans translation for a long time, but I couldn't really get very far because I didn't really understand much. I suppose we can't totally rule out he was kidnapped. You'd get good money out of that, I'd imagine. No one on Beyond would even think of messing with Tokugawa. They're too afraid of the retaliation. It wouldn't be worth it. Clues? Got any clues?
ロレイン、君の勘だけではわからないな。何か手がかりになるようなもの。
北条から預かっているものがあるの。カプセル剤と葉の切れ端なんだけど。なんだかわからないけど、重要なものらしいわ。
カプセルと葉か。
自分に何かあったら、これを警察か信用のできる人のところへ届けるようにって。
信用のできる人か。ね。蒸発なんかじゃないでしょ。
Is that leaf a drug too? Hell yeah, machine translate a lot of the Sega Saturn games. Good shit for real. Oh yeah? This is that Kojima game, yeah. That's awesome. Any favorites that you found? Yeah, the only ones... I'm actually playing on original hardware here. I just set up an optical drive emulator in my Sega Saturn recently, and it's awesome. I have like 400 gigs of Sega Saturn games in here now. So I'm gonna start really delving into this console in the months ahead and checking out stuff I've always wanted to. But right now, the only things that I've gotten fans translations of are Sakura Taisen and Policenauts. I didn't catch that. What'd you do with the console? There is a an optical drive emulator. So I don't know if you're familiar with these, but it emulates the behavior of like the optical drive in the console. It basically allows you to load your ROMs directly from a micro SD card into the console, but you're still playing on original hardware, and the console receives the game and, you know, accepts it as the actual. Yeah, you've heard of those? Yeah, I got the Funrear. I think there are a couple different options, but so far I love it. It's amazing, works great. The only, like, it does occasionally freeze in the game menu, but I wonder if that's just because I insisted upon loading up like just about every game that exists.
どっちからでもいいが、それは
これがそのカプセルよ。
何の薬だろう。
わからない。
徳川製薬に関係するものだろうか。
これ預かってくださる。
Wish I could find a Sega Saturn for a good price. If you want to share, where in the world do you live? But I think maybe no matter where you are, it might be cheapest to go for a Japanese one. Which, if you were going to try and, if you're interested in the optical drive emulator, then you can use any model for that. It's, you know, region free in that regard. And that would probably be the cheapest option, because, like, Canada, depending on what the shipping is, yeah, you just got to make sure. I don't know. Like the most recent version of the Funrear, like there's like 20 and 21 pin connectors inside the console, depending on the generation. I don't know. Like there was some information about that. Like when I was buying it, like make sure you have this model console, but it seemed outdated because it had connectors for both types of console. But maybe there are some that aren't compatible with it. I don't know. You'd have to research that. But yeah, if you can find a cheap Japanese Saturn, that might be the way to go. Because I don't know what the prices are like in Canada. What do they usually go for up there?
じゃあもう一つのその葉の切れ端ってのは。
これがその葉よ。見たことのない葉だわ。
しかしなぜ半分なんだ。
最初から半分だったわ。預かってくださる。それ。
Suspicious. 150 plus? I mean, it's not terrible. Yeah. But I mean, I see Saturns regularly at like retro game stores for, I want to say, like around 4,000 yen. So, you know, that's just like a local shop. If you could, like, you could try like Yahoo auctions or some kind of like online, like Japanese domestic distributor. I don't know how that works with like international shipping, but if you're able to source a console for like what the general rate is around here, and get it shipped on the cheap, that is probably a better way to do it. But I have an emulator, so I haven't pulled the trigger on it. Oh yeah, okay. How's the emulator working? Because I know that Saturn emulation can be kind of subpar, or at least there was a time when that was the case. In the US, it's like $40 too. Oh yeah, is the Canadian console design like the US design? Because I will say, like, I love my Japanese Saturn. The US or potentially North American Saturn is pretty sleek. I like the look. It's the same as the US design. I do like that design a lot. I actually have two. I have the gray and the white because it was perfect. My older gray model Saturn, the optical drive failed, so it was perfect to like pop in the emulator, and then I still have another one that can read the discs. All right, so we're done here. Let's talk about yourself. Lorraine, tell me about you. All right, well, why don't I tell you about what's been going on with me? I've been working as a private investigator for the past few years. I like that. It's like, if you're not going to ask about me, I'm just going to tell you. Let me tell you about myself. As you've probably guessed, finding work can be a bit of a struggle, but I'm managing. I see. That's good to hear. Love the US look too? Yeah. The Japanese controllers are pretty comfy. I think I like the feel of them better, but the US controllers, I like the look of them.
俺たちがいたあの頃から30年近く経っているが何も変わっちゃいない。本当のロスは北に移転しちまったがな。ただたまに今日みたいに雪が降るんだ。 異常気象らしい。
ロスに雪が降る。
Classic Kojima dialogue.
例の地下
Yeah.
鉄もスラム
Have you played Snatcher?
廃止になってる。
ビヨンドの発展とは対照的ね。
ここは時代から取り残されたところだからな。
Kindaichi Shonen no Chikembo Hoshimito Kanashimi no Fukushuki is one of my favorite games on Saturn. You play a murderer trying to outsmart a detective. Oh, really? Let me take a look at this. What is this one? I'm not familiar with this one. Okay. I'll keep this one in mind. Oh, is this also on the PlayStation? Or if it's not the same game, maybe in the same franchise. Okay, cool. Love Snatcher? Right on. Might have been ported too. Not sure. Yeah, I feel like I've seen that PlayStation case, but I was looking at some of the case images. But cool, thank you for the recommendation. What version of Snatcher did you play? Here on home, kidnappings are becoming almost as frequent as rapes and robberies. Trafficking people is more profitable than drugs or prostitution now. That's terrible. It's surprising to hear about a case like yours these days. So you'll help me? I need to hear more about the situation first. PlayStation? PlayStation Snatcher? Was it a, I didn't know that was even on the PlayStation. Interesting, okay. Cool. Does that one have light gun support? So this is Hojo. I actually don't have that many pictures of him. It might come in useful. He looks like the type of guy Sadaoki would get along with. Any idea what these could be for? I didn't really notice anything unusual about them. You'll be able to get an analysis done, right? To be honest with you, I don't see how something like this could be that important. But if he went out of his way to give it to you, I suppose there must be something to it. I wonder what kind of plant it's from. Can you get an analysis performed? Capsules and a leaf. I'll have to get an expert for these. Do you know someone? You'd need to be sure they're not connected to Tokugawa. This is home. That won't be a problem. Okay, I think we talked, asked, and showed everything. So, but maybe not. Please don't look at me that way. Pizza's here, gonna stop yapping and lurk. Well, thank you so much for the lurk. It was great talking to you for a little bit. Enjoy the pizza. Jonathan, I think I'm being followed. Excited to watch this. Did we just start? Yeah, it's, I guess I've been streaming for like an hour and 18 minutes, but basically the beginning. We're in the first scene, first room, and for a while I was just kind of like playing with the light gun, because this game has light gun support, so I was doing target practice in the menu for a little bit. Hold on, I'll take a look. It's alright, I don't see anyone. I'm glad we're doing this like 20 minutes into the conversation. If there is someone following me, they must be connected to Tokugawa. They'd follow you all the way to home like this? There's nothing they wouldn't do. I can't see you very well over there. Why don't you come over here where there's more light? I don't think that's a good idea. We haven't seen each other in almost 30 years. You'd be shocked, I know it. I'm not that girl anymore. Come on. Come on. Alright, there must be something else in the dialogue. Oh, are you sure? Yeah, it's all in your head. Lorraine? Why don't we continue? Went through all these. Showed everything. Maybe there's additional... So, you want me to look for him? Please, help my husband. Any other clues beside what you just gave me? He had been talking about something lately, actually. If it turns out Tokugawa's involved, that could complicate things. It's just the three of us. My husband, my daughter, and me. A loving husband, successful daughter. Must be nice. Must be nice. Jonathan. Oh. She'll be 27 soon. She's still single. Hard to believe you have a daughter that age. I am in my 50s now, remember? There is a high likelihood that we become romantically involved with Lorraine's daughter. I'm calling it. Kojima, I'm calling your shit. Let's see. Let's see whether you do as expected. Beyond will be celebrating its 30th anniversary this year. Things have slowly gone downhill over the years, though. You're always looking over your shoulder wherever you go, if you know what I mean. Yeah, I get you. It's always been that way in the city. And like I was saying, Tokugawa's influence is everywhere. You could practically call the entire colony one big business. Oh shoot. Can I go back? I don't think so. While the world's politicians are publicly declaring that Beyond, as it exists today, poses both economic and security risks to outer space, at the same time, they're clearly interested in cozying up to Tokugawa, for obvious reasons. Okay. He'd become angry and frightened. It wasn't like him. I'd never seen him break down like that before. So you're saying someone might have been targeting him for some reason? He never told me what was going on, whatever it was. I'd say he was trying to tell you something with the capsules in the leaf. How'd you guys meet? I moved to Beyond right after you went missing. I see, Lorraine, I see how it is. I couldn't get you to follow me when we were married. And it caused our relationship to fall apart because you wouldn't come with me. And as soon as I'm gone, you're there? After how much you hated it? I just wanted to be closer to you any way I could. Oh, now I feel bad. I met Kenzo at that Nihonjin Matsuri run by Tokugawa. Nihonjin what? Jonathan, your wife was half Japanese and you didn't learn that much? A festival, buddy. It's a festival for Japanese people on Beyond. So why were you there? Jonathan. Again, what? I have Japanese blood too, remember? Yeah, do we not? She's half Japanese. Jonathan. Now we're seeing why the marriage failed. Jesus Christ, it was in the distance. What? Did you pay attention to her fucking at all? Doesn't even know. Good God, her ethnicity. Forgive me, Jonathan. I couldn't have survived on my own. I was lonely. I wanted someone to be there. That's when Kenzo came along. Divorce explained. Exactly. You got me. Anything else? No, that's it. That's it. See if you can get it analyzed. Plato. Plato? Could he have said Pluto? To be honest, I'm not sure anymore. We still haven't been to Pluto, though.
依頼の内容については君の話で大体分かった。確かにただの蒸発じゃなさそうだ。
ジョナサン、引き受けてくれるわよね。お金なら心配しないで。お金はドル、円、
待ってくれロレイン。
Actually, I'm kind of busy. I'll accept.
ロレイン、即答はできないが考えておくよ。
ジョナサン、引き受けてくれるんじゃ。
Even when we accept, we don't really accept.
しばらく考えさせてくれ。
Typical Jonathan.
今日のところは
そうね。
すまない。これは預かっておくよ。
Hang on to these and put them right next to the multiple framed photos of you on my
また来るわ。
desk.
週末までビバリーヒルズのホテルニューローズにいます。いつでも連絡して。ジョナサン、私許してもらおうなんて思ってない。あなたの帰りを待ちきれなかったの。ごめんなさい。あなたが救出された。
Do you know of a place where sailors hang out?
私
Right here in this
心から嬉し
office.
かった。
Hey, Swinbody, how you doing? Welcome.
もっと早かったらすぐにでもあなたのところへ飛んで行けたのに。それが言いたかった。
ロレイン、ここへはどうやって。
Hey, Sassy, how you doing? Welcome.
ホテルで車借りたの。クラシックな感じの。
そうか。
会えてよかったわ。じゃあ。
We could have said something like, you don't need to apologize. No person would expect you to wait 25 years for me. But let's be real, he kind of expected that, didn't he?
ロレイン、
That is an expectation Jonathan would
俺も
have.
会いたかった。もっと早くに。 ロレイン、車から離れろ。
Oh, are we shooting? Are we shooting? 'Cause I'm ready. I'm ready to go. Hell yeah.
奴はどこへ行った。
Well, good start.
撃ってきやがった。
Oh, here we go. Hell yeah. Oh. Start blasting. Mr. June, the light gun stream is over. Oh no, light gun streams never end. They never end on this channel. Every day, we're gonna find a way to shoehorn in some light gun time. I was talking. Did you say something important? I just... Bullseye. I gotta shoot. What am I shooting? Sorry, I'm a loose cannon cop. I'm not a cop anymore. What are we shooting? Can I move? No? What? Oh, your legs are there. Okay. What? Tricksy hobbitses. We got the feets, we got the feets, we got the... Oh, the knees. Yeah. Oof. Very Kojima to only show feet. Is this a Kojima game or a Tarantino film? Kind of like how Katy Perry thinks being a pop star makes her qualified to become an astronaut. It's like the same same thought process as the basis for Policenauts. It's a mailbox. I don't see anything out of the ordinary. This is a strip club with dancers who have undergone complete sex changes. I was inside for a case once. They're called transgenders, people who have had a sex change through genetic modification. The city's famous for them. That's this place's signboard. It's the club's neon sign. Really stands out. Typo spotted. Yeah. For this game, I probably won't pay much attention because this is a fan translation. I'm expecting some of that. This isn't like an official release. This has never been officially translated into English. Honestly, thank you all so much for making this available to all of us. Everyone who worked on this, I'm so appreciative. Because this needs to be enjoyed by the world. This ain't the time to catch a show. He ran down that alley. But I want to look at the raviolis. That's this restaurant sign. It's purposefully low-key. This is the last place you'd want to take your kids. It comes off as some innocent little bistro, but their real business is selling VR child porn. Okay. Wow. The Ravioli Company. Jesus Christ. They've got their name. They've got their menu on display in the window. I don't want to know anymore. Let's look down the alley. Oh, a light gun version? Sorry, light gun version of what? This one, yeah, this one uses the light gun. The Ravioli Company. Should I play Snatcher first before Policenauts? I don't know. Like, they mentioned Neo Kobe, and that is the setting for Snatcher. So I don't know if these are in the same universe or not. If I had, like, if I paid greater attention to the lore in Snatcher or, like, had played it more recently, maybe there's other, or maybe we're going to see them and other things will jog my memory. But I don't know if this is in the same universe or not. Based on the timeline, I'm trying to remember, but I don't exactly remember the year in which Snatcher was set. Maybe you go looking for the answer on that one. But I think, regardless, yes. Like, just to understand, like, the lineage or, like, the iteration of Kojima games, like, because this already is like a better version of Snatcher. I think I love Snatcher, but already I think this is more engaging, and we've had a lot of cool cinematics already, right? Greater technology. I mean, Snatcher is so old. Like, he did tinker with it and release later ports that updated the graphics and sound, but it was based on a much older game. So yeah, I think it's good to play them in order. I'm hoping I can actually get a ravioli in a place like that. I don't care how good the ravioli is. I'm staying away. It's an alleyway. It goes back quite a bit. Anything else to learn out here? I don't know if I want to learn anything else out here. Just a dumpster, nothing strange about it. Well, thank God for that. Okay. Okay, here we go. Here we go. I don't know if we're shooting again. Let's be ready in case. Where's he gone and what did he leave splattered on the ground here? So much for following his footprints. That snow obviously didn't stick here. Well, I mean, Jonathan, are you seeing this? Are you seeing this? Some kind of liquid on the ground. Looks like milk? White blood. He's running artificial blood. This guy's bleeding milk. It's a dumpster. There's just enough room for someone to hide behind it. Or maybe even in it. Same kind as the one out by the street. Someone's placed some garbage bags next to it. Maybe it's full. I suppose he might be hiding in there. You know what? We can save at any time. This is made out of brick. It doesn't look like there's anywhere he could hide. There's a dumpster up ahead there. I can't see very well from here. It continues further back. There's a drum there. No fire escape either. He could only have gone straight ahead. This is blood. It leads further back. There we go. Alright, I'll check out that hollow on the right while I'm at it. Not here. Need to keep going. Where is he? More blood? He must be around here. Damn it. I wasted a lot of time back there. I really did. Did he have time to write fuck on the dumpster? Is this his doing? This was done with spray paint. Or was it done with milk? This definitely doesn't look like blood. It kind of does, though. It kind of looks like the same hue as the milk blood. These garbage bags have been placed next to the dumpster. They're made out of biodegradable plastic. The plastic has started to decompose. They must have been here a while. Looks like the bags are full of old food. Ravioli? He couldn't possibly be inside one of these. That's the building's ventilation shaft. The grate doesn't look like it has been moved. A person could never fit through there, though. This is the drum I saw before. Doesn't look like he's hiding inside. No sign he used it to climb up somewhere else, either. There aren't any bloodstains on it, either. Those are wooden boxes filled with empty bottles. They'd be the perfect size for someone to hide. It kind of startled me. Hide behind. Thought he was gonna spring out, just boing out from behind the bottles. He certainly could be in there. There's something about it. I'd better be careful around there. The alley goes back some more. It's too dark to see up ahead. He has to be around here. Let me check some more. He's bleeding a hell of a lot. The trail stops here, meaning he can't be far away. Son of a bitch, I can't see a thing. The other doorway is a possibility too. It matches up exactly with where the blood stops. Okay. You said there was no way he was in there. I don't think I should shoot. Maybe I should just... Maybe I'll try and scare the garbage. Give it a good startle. Oh, it's just a rat. Oh! There he is. Shit. We're really milking him good. I don't get it. I've definitely hit him. Yeah, look at all this milk. Is this guy even human? Alright. I am not gonna let you get away. Come on, nobody's this fast. It's not that fast, you're just that slow.
は行き止まりの
Whatever, it's a dead end anyway.
地面に何か書いてある。
Are you playing on a CRT for the light gun? Yeah, I am. Actually, you can see my CRT right below me. Here. Howdy. But yes. It's writing. See, he did write that fuck, didn't he? It's different from the graffiti on the dumpster. Well, okay, maybe not. I'll kill you. Bastard. This some kind of game to you? He left this message for me. He should still be around here, though. He had time to run off and write "I'll kill you" before we caught up to him. Jonathan, what are you... It's amazing. It's really fast. There are more wooden boxes here. These are empty, though. There isn't enough room to hide behind these. More boxes here, too. It doesn't look like he's here. There's a concrete wall. I don't see anywhere he could hide. I don't think he'd hide in the same place twice. Maybe that's what he wants us to think. He wrote it in gravy. Now that's impressive. How well do you think you could write a message in milk if you had to? Do you think you could make it legible? I don't think you could climb this. Even if you used the boxes as a foothold, you still wouldn't get anywhere. I don't think you could climb this. I don't think you could climb. Okay. He wrote this in his own blood. The guy's a psycho. What else can we look at? Maybe if I had like 30 gallons of squeezy bottles. Well, 30 gallons? You're trying to leave a pretty long message, huh? He's not here. That shit goes everywhere. Yeah, but if you got 30 gallons of milk going everywhere, I feel like even if you manage to write something legible, you know, all the other gallons of milk that are just splattering around are gonna like encroach on your legible message's position. It's just gonna be a big pool of milk by the end of it, huh? What else can I look at? We've looked at this a couple times. Yeah, guy's a psycho.
Bullseye.
Bullseye. We've looked at this. He isn't here. He's not there. Is he in the bricks? Is he a chameleon? Can't click this. Oh, is it this window here? No. Yes. We still got the same message, though. Fuck. Do you want to save? You know I do. You know I do.
雪が止んだわ。よかった。またあなたと一緒に星が見られた。会いたかったわ。この28年間。
ロレイン、
その時計まだしてくれてるのね。
時間にルーズな俺に君がくれたもの。
Did you notice the wedding ring I'm still wearing too?
止まっていたのに。ジョナサン、お願い。カレンは病気なの。助けてあげて。カレンは。
ロレイン、ロレイン、
知り合いか。
友人だ。古い。
かわいそうにビヨンドから来たんだろう。
いや、 戻ってきたんだ。戻ってきたんだ。俺のところに。
Take that, Enzo. She came back to me. She died in my arms. Her real husband.
本日は ASL797 便をご利用いただきまして誠にありがとうございます。
当機はグラビティターンに移り、順調にビヨンドコーストへの軌道を飛行しております。
なお、これより先は無重量状態となりますので、ご気分の悪くなられた方はウィンドウ脇の呼び出しボタンを押してお近くのスチュワーデスまでご連絡ください。
どうしたんですか？気分が悪いようですね。
宇宙は苦手で。
宇宙酔いですか？珍しいな。宇宙は初めて。
いや、昔事故で宇宙を漂流して、それで宇宙恐怖症に。
それは大変ですね。スチュワーデスに行って薬をもらったらどうです？コールボタンなら壁の赤いスイッチですよ。
いや、まだ大丈夫。
気を紛らわすには話すのが一番です。隣に座ったのも何かの縁です。
Ooh, I don't really like talking to people on planes.
私
Nothing
は
personal.
レッドウッドです。
ああ、
Especially when they're farting in the seat next to
よ
me.
ろしく。
Have some decorum, buddy. Starting yet another game. Hey, Frederick. Good morning. No, it's 1 p.m. Good afternoon. But this has been promised. Yes, I am doing that. But we were supposed to play this. We were supposed to play this for Hideo Kojima. Hey, Fox Plays Official, welcome back. Maybe they have stomach pains. Yeah, they got that. That's space sickness. That's space gas. Didn't you just start Death Stranding? Well, yeah, but I have no follow-up. But isn't this glorious? Isn't this glorious? Isn't this a good thing to start while we're playing 10 other games? Let's look at that red button. There's a button to call the stewardess and a button for the TV there. Turn on TV. Yeah, we're going to turn on TV. And friend, I don't... Some pleasantries are fine, but I don't want to spend the flight just talking to you. Let's see what's on tube. Fox Plays, have you played this before?
こんにちは、ニュースオーダーの時間です。現在、ビヨンド内でのナーク中毒者が急増しております。事態を重く見た BCP では、ビヨンドでのナーク根絶を図るため、特別チームを編成。ホームからのナーク流入ルートの解明を急いでいるとのことです。ナークはアヘンから作られる合成麻薬で、モルヒネ型依存症状と LSD などの幻覚誘発症状をも兼ね備えた麻薬の帝王と言われるものです。
Space drugs, future drugs, what do we call them? Narcotics. We want people to know exactly what they're in for when they use this drug. No, but you always wanted to? I'm loving it so far.
BBC どこのテレビ局だろう。
Which version of Snatcher do you recommend?
今のはビヨンドのテレビ番組ですよ。ビヨンドコースト
Maybe the Sega CD, the Mega Drive? I think that's the only one with an official localization. I think. And I've played around with the version on the PC Engine, and then I also have the version on Sega Saturn. But I don't know if there's like fan patches for those. Sega Saturn is pretty, but I kind of like the blockier pixel art of the older versions. It's a little smoothed out in the Saturn. It's still great art, and the soundtrack has changed, and I don't care for the soundtrack as much, although it's still good music. Definitely earlier versions have a better soundtrack, in my opinion, and it has more like a cyberpunk kind of atmosphere and vibe. So yeah, I think the Mega Drive is like the best of all worlds. I think that version does have some censorship, so like they throw a black dress on one of the snatchers when, like, in the original version you can see her breasts, and I don't know if they like censored some of the gore. Probably if you go looking around you'll see like compilations of lists of things, like changes between the versions. But yeah, that's the version I played through on stream last year. 3-stream streak, hell yeah, you rule. Thank you so much for being here. Kind of hard to judge myself objectively. Alright, let's not be modest, Jonathan. You are a looker. I'm guessing you're a heavy smoker. Did you know that smoking isn't permitted on Beyond? It's just to help my nerves. I'm not gonna light it. I'm surprised they let you board with that. I am too. It got pretty ugly, believe me. And yet, you forced your way through? I do. Okay. Well, it might be a bleak future in some regards, but I guess the TSA is slackened a little bit, which is nice. I didn't know there were that many versions of Snatcher. Yeah, I think it goes back to the... Is it the PC 8801 or one of those? Maybe is the earliest one. I might be wrong about that. There's definitely a PC engine, or I don't know where you are in the world, but in the US it's the TurboGrafx 16. I don't know if that's just the US naming for that, but what sort of badge is that? Oh, it's just this thing I have. Kind of a good luck charm. Jonathan, let's be honest. Let's tell them that we made a replica of our old police badge and carry it around because we can't let go of anything. You don't see many watches like that nowadays. Is it a radio-controlled type? Yeah, this model is actually one of the first watches ever used in outer space. It's been modified into a radio-controlled watch. Pretty cool, huh? I got it from my ex-wife. I can't let go of her. I still wear my wedding ring. She's remarried. And actually, she's also now dead. What's that emblem on your jacket? This is the Policenauts emblem. The Policenauts? They're from back in the day. Funny story. So am I. I'm Australian. Yes, TurboGrafx here as well. Oh, is it? Okay. If you ever found one. Yeah, are they pretty rare there? I've never known anyone to have owned one in the US, I don't think. I kind of just heard about it here and there. But in Japan here, I'm in Japan, and it's got a really big library, and I like to pop in and out of a lot of retro game shops, and I see stuff for it. I see more stuff for PC Engine than I do for like Mega Drive, which does not have a big presence here. I rarely find stuff out in the wild for that console. He's got a really pale complexion. Yeah, he's not looking good. Why is your skin that color? Because of my artificial blood. My red blood cells are actually white. Are you bleeding milk? Because I'm looking for a milk bleeder. White blood. I use first-generation artificial blood, which is less complex than the third-generation kind you see on home. He's kind of awkward to talk to. Don't you hate it when you sit down on a plane and the person next to you starts talking about their blood? It's really awkward. Sorry if I'm being rude, but what's that writing on your forehead? This is my tag. All Frozeners have one. Frozeners, TM. Can we talk about it? You mind if we talk? I've seen more Neo Geos here than Turbo growing up. Oh, really? Oh, did the Neo Geos have a big presence there? That's cool. Those can get really pricey, but it's a cool console. I've never really thought about, maybe someday, with I don't know if I had some extra money saved up, because I like to collect consoles, but that one's a pricey one, especially for like some of the games you would most want to get it for. They go for a good bit. Super Nintendo was the most popular, but Mega Drive is very close. Yeah, okay. So that, yeah, it's funny to like talk to people from different countries, and because in the US, like Super Nintendo and Genesis were like neck and neck that generation. But other places, like, oh, it was like Mega Drive dominated. And I was surprised when I got to Japan and saw that like Mega Drive didn't have the presence here that it had in the US. Let's talk about your background. Let's talk about you, about your skin color. It's really like that because of the artificial blood all the time. It's always like this, yes. Are you from beyond? Yes, I was born and raised there. I had a family matter to attend to on home. And yourself? Are you a terrestrial? Not exactly. I used to be an amphibian. You know, going back and forth between home and beyond. Okay, I probably could have gotten there if I thought about it. An amphibian? You're one of the amphibians? It was a long time ago. Back when we were called astronauts. Whereas I heard in the UK, Mega Drive was way more popular. Yeah, that seems to be what I've heard too. And even like, I don't know how well the Saturn did well. It didn't do very well in the US, but when I was getting some ROMs for, I put in an optical drive emulator in my Saturn here, and there were some things that only got released in the UK, like Riven, and like the Terry Pratchett Discworld games, I want to say were UK only. I might be wrong about that, but Saturn did terrible here. Yeah, did it? Okay. Yeah, it might be the case in the UK too. I feel like they just totally botched that outside of Japan, but in Japan, it's like, it's crazy. It's kind of what got me to really start collecting retro games recently in the last few years, is just like how plentiful Saturn games are, how many interesting games there are, and a lot of them can be found for very reasonable prices. It's just plentiful. There's so much cool Saturn stuff. It's becoming a favorite console of mine. How about you? Any favorite consoles? Open question for everybody. Might not make much sense to terrestrials, but Beyond is home to me. To be honest, though, I guess Frozeners don't really have a home. What do you do? First generation artificial blood. Are you in the military? Something like that, yes. I'm a Frozener, after all. Yeah, I want to get that Saturn Satiator chip. I want to play the Japanese exclusives. Oh, yeah? I don't think I'm familiar with that chip. Is it just, does it make your Saturn region free? PS2 for you? Definitely good choice. Beyond is a very nice place. It has 1G artificial gravity and its own plant life. Terrestrials enjoy it a lot there too. If you want detailed information, you should talk to the stewardess. What do you mean by Frozener? A Frozener is someone created from an artificially fertilized egg held in cryogenic storage by the government, or the breeders as we call them. The egg is later transferred to a surrogate mother for gestation and delivery. Oh yeah, I've heard a little bit about them. There's still a severe manpower shortage in space development. You sound like I'm boring you. I don't really have a fave because some consoles did certain genres better. That's very true. Yeah. I think I'm with you. Like, when I think about certain things, like, oh man, like JRPGs, PS1. But for other things, like, yeah, maybe the PS2 or the Saturn or even the Super Nintendo. What does having artificial blood do for somebody? Artificial blood has a higher oxygen transportation efficiency than normal blood, so it makes heavy blood loss less of a life-threatening condition. The body's functions aren't negatively affected in areas of low oxygen density either. Yeah, that's perfect for people working in space. When are we going to arrive? We're about 1/3 of the way there. Should I show you all my clues? Stranger I met on the plane. Let's start with the photo. I'm sorry, who are they? I don't know them. I do love that. Like, hey, new friend, get a load of this. Okay. What am I supposed to make of that? Oh, that's my ex-wife and her new husband. Just thought you wanted to see that. I wouldn't expect you to. One more time. They look Asian. Are they famous? Are they Japanese by any chance? It's funny that you should recognize that because I forgot that detail about my own ex-wife. Why do you ask? There are a lot of Japanese in space, and nearly all of them are connected to Tokugawa. This is the photo of me and Lorraine from when we went to Lucas World. The one I had sitting on my desk back in my office. Never hurts to think ahead. Is that your wife? No, not anymore. See here, you just plug it into the back of the Saturn and you can load it up with all ROMs and regions. Okay, just plug and play using the Saturn expansion slot. Oh, cool. Okay. I hadn't seen that. I'm kind of curious. I'm gonna take a look at that. Cool. Have you looked into the, I'm using the Funrear right now. And I'm really enjoying that. I don't know if you've looked into that one at all. Oh, so she's your girlfriend? Something about her reminds me of the woman from that other photo. I guess the ages are too far apart, though. They're not. It's the same. Do you have a link? I can find one real quick. Let's see. Here we go. Yeah. This is what I've got. So this is an optical drive emulator. It's a very easy install. You don't need to solder or anything. You kind of just open up the console. You just need a screwdriver. You pop out the disk drive, and then you just connect a couple pins and wires to the ODE, and then it just sits like right. It kind of nestles in where the optical drive was, and it then you can just pop in the micro SD card, and so you get the actual original hardware experience because it's just loading them directly. Which maybe that's how the Sadiator works too. I'm not sure how like it interprets ROMs coming in through the expansion slot, but yeah, I love it. Nothing but good things to say thus far. If those are for SAS, I don't need any. Is that from a terrestrial plant? Yeah, you want to know more about it? What kind of leaf is that? I don't know. I don't know any more than you do, buddy. All I know is it's half a leaf. A Policenauts photo? Why am I not surprised? You see that about as often as that emblem. You must have a real thing for them. I was that thing. You seem like an old-fashioned kind of guy. You could say I don't keep up with all the trends. Like the trends of moving on from 25 years ago. I shouldn't be so hard on him. He just woke up not too long ago, right? He's still processing. This is an air circulator. When you go to sleep in zero gravity, the carbon dioxide you exhale collects around your head, which can make it difficult to breathe. This device creates an airflow to prevent that. Remarkable, isn't it? An emotionless vacuum in which only the tiniest of organisms can survive. I see you injured your arm. Did it happen on the job? I just burned it a little. Did you know? Must be painful. The best environment for treating a burn is zero gravity. Yes? I might have to run through these dialogue options again, like we did with Lorraine. Are you really that surprised to see a Frozener? Yeah, kinda. Sorry if I've offended you. This is the first time I've met one of you guys. Just be careful when you're on Beyond. The people there don't like to see discrimination against us. I'm not that kind of person. Were you really an amphibian? Long, long time ago. Yes. If you're bored, why don't you call the stewardess over? They love when you do that. Excuse me? Yes, sir? I was just bored. I don't really need anything. I'm just bored. You want to talk? I'll call the stewardess over.
Hi, どうなさいましたか? 顔色が悪いですね。宇宙酔いですか?
Affirmative.
気を楽にしてください。
ありがとう。
何か私にできることございますか?
Oh no, cute stewardess. What do I say? Affirmative. Oh, Jonathan. Oh, Jonathan. And then we just come out and say it. You're really cute. Your face is a little chubby, though. Get the fuck out of here. In zero gravity, your blood collects in the upper half of your body, causing your face to swell a little. It's called moon face. Imagine saying that to another person. You're cute. Face is kind of chubby, though. I think I'm going to enjoy my trip if there are girls as beautiful as you there. Jonathan... Why, Kojima protagonist, why you gotta be the way you gotta be? I'm flattered. Don't encourage him. Miss? Yes? Let's ask about Beyond. Beyond Coast, mankind's first space colony, was completed in 2010. Since immigration was open to the general public in 2013, the colony's population has grown to approximately 1 million people. Nearly 1/3 of its current population is made up of second-generation inhabitants. The medical definition of space adaptation syndrome, or SAS, is the symptoms one experiences during adaptation to zero gravity. It varies from person to person, but over 50% of people develop symptoms within 1 to 2 hours of entering weightlessness. Jonathan is awful. Kinda knew he would be. The real question that remains is he going to be as bad as Gillian Seed from Snatcher? Jury's still out, but we know he's gonna be a lot to deal with. He has anti-aura. Oh, yeah? Wait, women don't like when you come up and say affirmative. Oh, by the way, you're cute, but face is kind of chubby, though. That's not a good opening set of lines. And then you just, like, mine them for lore about space and current events. She's on the job. She's got, like, a whole set of passengers here to, like, check on, take drinks to. But no, we're going to ask her about the toilets. In accordance with stricter space debris regulations, the plane doesn't eject waste out into space like before. So you won't get the chance to see any space fireflies like Project Mercury's astronaut Glenn or Milky Ways like Aurora 7's astronaut Carpenter. We're just pissing and shitting out into space. Had to stop doing that, though, huh? Progress. Progress. We're becoming more and more civilized by the year. You think you could give me something for my SAS? I think you'll be alright. We'll be arriving at Beyond shortly. She has the medicine, Jonathan. She just fucking hates you. She has it, though. You'll be fine. Here is the Relax Effects, then. Relax Effects? Who makes this? Tokugawa Pharmaceuticals. Oh, really? Thanks. Here goes nothing. Flirt? Wait, what? We weren't doing that already? Oh my god. Let's wait on that. Oh, whoops. It's okay, I'll pass. I've already just had one. How much longer will it be until we arrive? We're not far from Beyond now. Miss, how much longer? They love when you ask that as well. Hey, look at this photo of my ex-wife. You ever see the man in this photo before? I'm sorry, I don't know either of them. What do you think of this picture? What do you think of this? She's a very beautiful woman. You ever seen capsules like this before? You just took something for SAS, remember? Any idea what kind of leaf this is? It doesn't seem familiar, no. I'm thinking how funny this is, too, like, to just call over a flight attendant. Like, hey, look at this leaf. You ever seen one of these? Don't forget that if you're taking plants into Beyond, they need to be inspected at the spaceport. Ooh, Jonathan, you could have smuggled that in. You just gave yourself away. You recognize this photo? Yes, I've seen it in textbooks. They were Beyond's original cops. Alright, I guess we'll do it. We need to know what kind of person Jonathan is, although we already have a pretty good sense, don't we? If you're free, how about showing a stranger around Beyond? I don't know if that's such a good idea. How does you and me having dinner under the stars after we land sound? I'm trying to do my job here, you know? Man, what should I do? This guy won't fuck off. I considered it if you worked for Tokugawa. Yeah? Alright. I can take a hint. Let her go. Please, show her some mercy. Is there anything else I can do for you, insufferable man? Thanks a lot. No, you've definitely done a lot. You're welcome. Call me again if you need anything, but hopefully you don't need anything. He looks like a zombie or something. Look, doesn't even look like he's blinking. Let's see what else they're showing.
今、全世界的に移植用臓器が不足しています。宇宙開発における宇宙環境の影響により、人体へのさまざまな障害が起こっています。無重力状態や宇宙船などにより、臓器の疾患、異常が急増しており、このままでは十分な移植が賄えないと、ドナー不足に対する大きな不安が寄せられています。宇宙推進事業団では、ホームの移植後進国などにドナーネットワークへの加入を呼びかけています。以上、BBC からお伝えしました。
So that's why it's such a problem with all these kids getting kidnapped and their organs getting harvested. Okay. Can we talk about my mullet? Jonathan Ingram, it's me. I must look like hell right now. Honestly, Jonathan, no, you look fucking great. Like always. You are not great as a person, but you look real good. Oh, we can light it? Smoking is prohibited on board the plane. Never stop me. Never stop me. The smoke detector will go off if you light it. Never stop me. Is that a bent cigarette? Sort of. This is a mixed cigarette. The only cigarette that gives off secondary smoke anymore. For friends like you. I'm sure you're happy to hear that. It's a type of bent cigarette. They're hard to come by, even on home. So now you too can enjoy all the carcinogens that I am enjoying personally. Guess I'll be saying goodbye to these for a while. It's my Policenauts badge I always wear around my neck. You must have a real thing for them. I think we've looked at all this. I guess we just have to talk to him again, and maybe we should just go through the same dialogue options. Doesn't feel very nice to be stared at, you know. Sorry, it's just kind of what I do. Might not make much sense to terrestrials, but beyond is home to me. You must be a pretty busy guy. My job isn't that remarkable. Not really, no. After all, space has been at peace the entire century. We're approaching Beyond's 30th birthday. There are festivities going on all over Beyond to mark the anniversary. Why not try talking to the stewardess again instead of me? Oh, nobody wants to talk to me. I did talk to her. She doesn't like me either. You were asking about that writing on my forehead. All Frozeners have an identification code like this tagged into our foreheads, surprising as it might seem. It's a great number of Frozeners on Beyond. When I was talking about discrimination, that was in reference to the terrestrials who go there. There's no discrimination against us on Beyond like there is on home. If anything, we're considered superior. So why hasn't artificial blood been adopted for widespread use? A normal person's kidneys and lungs wouldn't be able to process this type of artificial blood. You need to make slight improvements to the kidneys and lungs via genetic modification, and also undergo regular hemodialysis. Also, most people just don't like milk that much. Most adults. What can I say? That requires incredible amounts of money and the proper facilities. Guess we can't really expect the public to be on it anytime soon then. When are we gonna arrive? I can see you're very concerned with the time. I just can't seem to settle down. Didn't you ask the stewardess about that? You know, I can understand why you're nervous. It's completely natural. Beyond isn't much further now. Hey, is that date correct? Yeah? Are those the capsules the stewardess gave you? I'm a Beyond, so I'm alright. Now virtually anyone can go to outer space. Alright, so that's... I've shown everything and talked about everything, so it's not about you. What else can we look at? All the buttons function the same, right? Should we call the stewardess back over? I'm still bored. I'm still bored. Still me. Can we talk about your necktie? Maybe look at this again. I've never seen writing like that before. These tags have been designed to prevent a human being from being able to distinguish between them. That therefore prevents them from being analyzed and forged. Can we talk about your hair? Must be the stewardess. I'll call the stewardess again. I'm so sorry, miss. I'm so sorry. You called again, sir? There's a monitor on the back of every seat. We're showing news from BBC right now. Have you watched our programming already? Yeah, I have actually, and I'm still bored. I think I'm gonna enjoy my trip if there are girls as beautiful as you there. Your uniform is a nice color. It really brings out your curves, too. You may not know that we wear a rubber undershirt, too. It helps prevent the muscles from atrophying in zero gravity. Contrary to its appearance, this is an excellent material for zero gravity. It doesn't feel very comfortable, though. As long as it looks good. As long as it looks good. Am I glad I picked this flight? I might not have met such a beautiful stewardess otherwise. Good. Give it a break. Jesus. Thank you. That's a really tight skirt. This is a special skirt designed to prevent SAS. It works just like my shirt. It puts pressure on the abdomen to prevent excess blood from moving to the upper half of the body as much as possible. Our entire uniform is designed this way. You have exquisite legs. Thank you, but in zero gravity, the legs appear thinner than normal because your blood collects in the upper half of your body. It's called bird leg. Bird leg and moon face. Okay. You got a very nice body, we say as we look at her hair. This has taken the SAS off my mind. I love how she just responds with technical information. She's a true professional. This guy just will not fucking stop. Every way that we can think of to interact with her, and she just gives him information about, yeah, space and technology, and yeah. I would have lost my patience a long time ago. I suppose if it's helping. Miss? Yes? You look fat. Thank you, it's because of space. Your legs are hot. Thank you. They actually are because of space. Should I just get some more medicine? Maybe if we get enough, we can knock this motherfucker out. So I'll stop talking. So would you like another? Here you go. Thanks. Let me try one more. Last one, promise. Funny thing though, taking any more than that isn't good for you. Alright. Alright then. Oh, more Beyond information. Well, first of all, the colony is a cylinder type. It's 6.5 kilometers in diameter and 32 kilometers in length. It makes one complete rotation every 2 minutes, creating artificial gravity virtually equal to that of Earth's 1G. The colony's surfaces and mirrors are divided into 3 sections around its central axis, with each section having an area of 90 square kilometers. It's the first and only O'Neill-type colony. Beyond isn't as far from Earth as some people think. It's approximately 380,000 kilometers from Earth, which is about the same as the distance between Earth and the Moon. That's what people tend to be the most curious about. By changing the angles of its 3 solar mirrors, Beyond is able to create the effect of a day-night cycle and maintain a comfortable temperature year-round. Its climate is virtually identical to that of the west coast of the United States. That's the other reason it's be called Beyond Coast. Oh, okay. I wasn't sure if Beyond Coast was a different location, but it's just a different name. There we go. Its environment isn't as alien as some people expect. It's an almost perfect recreation of Earth's. It has artificial clouds, various forms of precipitation, and even wind as well. The partial pressures of the oxygen and carbon dioxide in its atmosphere are also the same, though the partial pressure of the nitrogen is reduced by half to lower the risk of fire. Much was revealed about the nature of SAS around the turn of the century. The previously held barony theory was rejected, with the cause of SAS now said to be a vestibular disorder. The vestibular system undergoes a paralysis, throwing off of one's center of balance. It's called the vestibular disorder theory. It states that several organs that perceive gravity are involved in this disruption, not just the otoliths of the inner ear. How about treatment? I'm surprised you're asking me this after you've already taken something for it. But never mind. I'll have you know I swallow the capsule first and ask questions later. Generally speaking, the most effective form of treatment available would be to give an intramuscular injection of promethazine, but because SAS varies from person to person, there are currently no medications capable of alleviating all symptoms. Whether it's something rudimentary, keeping your head as still as possible will reduce a lot of the discomfort. Symptoms include dizziness, cold sweats, vomiting, headache, and fatigue, and are often accompanied by a false feeling of falling over that doesn't occur in normal motion sickness. The longest they last is about 2 days, however, so I think you should be feeling better pretty soon. There is no hydrostatic pressure in zero gravity, so much of your bodily fluids collect in the upper half of your body as it attempts to evenly distribute them. When this happens, your body then thinks the amount of blood in the bloodstream has increased, causing the brain to send a message to the kidneys. Basically, you end up having to urinate more often. There are efforts underway to try to control this misperception in the brain through methods like biofeedback and yoga. Sometimes you go down part of the dialogue tree in a Kojima game. I'm just overcome with appreciation and respect for the man. You know? Man. He's just like ravenous for movies and like books, I would imagine, right? He's got to be a very like well-read. I've never really heard him talk about books, but he's just got such a deep like fountain of information about various like history and technical information about warfare and like government agencies and like space travel and stuff. Truly an impressive writer. Let's ask about the plane, about the course. Normally we would spend the night in an Earth-orbiting space station and then travel the rest of the way in an orbital transfer vehicle. But this is a direct flight to Beyond, which takes about 2 days. So we'll be there soon. We asked about the toilets, right? How about the meals? Space food has vastly improved over the years and is actually quite tasty now. Following the latest trends on Earth, we even offer Japanese cuisine as well. However, because food doesn't taste as good in low air pressure environments, we don't bother using any exotic flavorings. Well, how about now? We're not far from Beyond now. The fuel tank, which contains liquid hydrogen and liquid oxygen, is considerably big, so there's only enough seating space for 30 people, including crew. Okay, so a lot of other people to consider right now, but we are just taking all of your attention and time to ask about, whoops, the fuselage. I've noticed it's extremely quiet on board. The walls of the plane are reinforced with piezoelectric elements. They cancel out the noise from the plane by bending in the opposite direction of the vibrations outside. That's why it was so quiet when we were leaving the atmosphere, was it? As usual, fascinating, everything just interesting to learn more about. We showed you everything. Okay. Let her go. Please, for the love of God, let her go.
そうですね。宇宙よりも楽になりましたから。
何かあれば起こしてあげますよ。
それじゃあ。
Yeah, we drink a lot of medicine. She cut me off.
お疲れ様でした。当機は間もなくビヨンドコースト宇宙港に到着いたします。到着ロビーにて国際宇宙検疫制度に従った消毒殺菌、入国手続きをお願いいたします。なお、ただいまジュースと食塩錠剤をお配りしております。フライト中に体外へ流出した体液を補給するようご利用ください。本日は当 ASL のスペースプレーンをご利用いただきまして誠にありがとうございます。またのご利用をお待ちしております。まもなくビヨンド宇宙港に着岸します。
Disc 2? Wow. Alright. Didn't know we were here already. I never made it this far. I didn't make it very far at all when I was trying to play the Japanese version because I was kind of overwhelmed with not knowing what anyone was talking about. Was there a long intro video? Yeah, there was. I mean, there have been a lot of cutscenes, so it actually shouldn't surprise me. Like, there's been a lot of stuff that would take up space, but the intro video there are two of them, and one is like a lengthy, like, movie-style trailer for the game. Yeah, videos take a lot of space. They do. It's reminding me of, like, it still kind of threw me, like, oh, wow, we're here. But Fear Effect on PlayStation was another one where, like, I remember, like, getting the game and, like, going home that night and playing it and immediately being obsessed with it. And, you know, up until then, like, multi-disc games on PlayStation, like, yeah, Final Fantasy VII and stuff, you know, usually I'm in for a long adventure, and then, like, I'm on disc 2 because, like, all those FMV backgrounds, you know. Yeah, okay, well, that's a good place to call it for now. I have to teach some afternoon classes, so I actually have to go. So I think this is a good place to take off. I absolutely love this already. So I think we're just going to play Policenauts until we roll credits on this. I think that's going to... This is how I meant to kick off what ended up not being very much Hideo Kojima in the month of June. Sometimes life has different plans than what we go into the month planning. But we're doing it now in July. We don't have a good pun. Good July-based pun for Hideo Kojima? Anything? Thank you. I hope you have a great day too. Thanks for coming. Thanks everybody who came by today. I was considering coming back this evening because I often stream Monday nights. I just had a surprise, like they canceled a couple classes, so I had the the early afternoon free. So I might be back this evening. If so, I think this. The other thing I was thinking about playing is the H.R. Giger game on Sega Saturn. I'm just very excited to have like the Sega Saturn set up with everything. So I kind of just want to seize on that excitement right now. But we will get back to Death Stranding. We do need to. I'm obligated to play Omicron: The Nomad Soul. That's coming soon, and we need to get Phantasy Star Online going here. So that's gonna be happening soon too, and then we'll continue one of the many other games that we've started and not finished, or that someone has requested. Cyber Doll is also coming, Mr. Red Eye. Hey, the thing is, yes, very soon, Cyber Doll is a game on Sega Saturn that we will be playing. I was about to say, like, games that people have requested, which that is one of those games. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're staying cool. Thanks for coming in. I'm not asking anymore. I know. And I am not stalling anymore. Except this is what I'm doing. But, hey. It is happening. We could send a raid along to... Is anyone playing Policenauts? We haven't raided, like, a new channel in quite a while. But it's just me. So... raid myself, loop back around, meet y'all here in just a minute. How about, what is Sethosaur playing? Oh wow, hey, Ratunia is streaming. Haven't seen Ratunia in a very long time. Let's seize the opportunity. I don't know what they're doing in there. Just chatting? Let's go say hello. You ignore my bad pun. Did I miss a bad pun? Hideo Kojima? Oh, Julima? Hideo Kojima? Hideo Kojima. It's good. It's good. I approve. Let's do it. Let's do it. Know why? Okay, know why. Hideo Kojima. Glorious. Hideo Kojima, but July, but lazy. Yes, is perfect. I love it. I have it obscured. One moment. What was that? What was that? I don't see it in my... Oh, wait, is it over here? Oh, man. Suplo, thank you so much for the donation. Thank you, thank you. Yeah. For some reason, it wasn't showing up in the window here, but it's over here. It's in Streamlabs, but not in Twitch chat. Like, I don't see it. Very weird. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Let me put you on the board here. I'll think of something to do with these now that the Armored Core... Well, we're going to do another Armored Core stream. For your donation, like every pound has been... I've been having some incentives to go along with the... Let's pause on the raid. The donations. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. That's so kind of you. 15 pounds. You rule. Let me get you marked down here. It also enters you in an art giveaway. If you win, you can choose any subject, and I will draw it and ink it on stream and then mail it to you if you so desire. And then when we do Armored Core again, you can use those dollars, those pounds as points to have me use certain things like certain loadouts, or even like at a certain level of donations, change the game, which happened a couple times. Frederick, I think y'all were talking about in the chat, but Silent Shelf used your gifted points very well. Very well. Had me switch twice at the end of the stream. Like, fooled me twice. It was very well done. Hell yeah, Base Charity. It was super fun stream too. Thanks so much. Thanks so much for saying. Way that rules. Yeah, I always try and find like a way for like it to do something fun in the stream. So in the past, like, we've done that. We've also, like, I do Switch streams. I'll also like put you down for some of those. I play like different versions of a game at the same time, like the original Resident Evil and the Resident Evil remake. Same thing for 2, 3, stuff like that. And we, like, every time someone drops the command, like if you donate, you get to use the command so many times, and it'll, on the fly, I'll have to switch to the other version of Resident Evil or Mafia, or we also did it with Cyberpunk 1.0 on the PS4, and then the current version of Cyberpunk, stuff like that. Just shenanigans, way for shenanigans to ensue. But yeah, I gotta head out though. I gotta go to work. So let's go say hello to Ratunia. Thanks so much. Hope you have a great rest of your day too. Like I said, I don't know if I'm coming back this evening. I might be back in a few hours for a little bit more video gaming. If not, anyone that wants to know can hang out in the Discord server, where I send out messages before I go live. Sometimes I have a pretty good, like, Sunday I throw out the schedule for the week, and sometimes I'm just sort of flying by the seat of my pants. And this is one of the latter kinds of weeks, so I don't really know, but I'll be here the days ahead. Anyway, thanks everyone for coming. Really appreciate it. Thank you again for the donation. Maybe I'll see you on the next one. Until then, y'all be well. Take care. Bye-bye.